How are yous?
It's Friday.
Yay!
Auction day.
Yay! Fun time. It is auction day, yeah, and we're ready, and the racks are sorted and stuff. It was smaller auction than normal actually for us.
Well, but for the time of year.
For the time of year, again, we sort
people
of
are on their
past.
hollybobs.
People are on the hollybobs. Barry went on his holidays today.
Yeah, no.
Bastard. Sorry that I said it out loud.
You did.
Sorry. We are going live at 5 o'clock, as I said. Two things this morning. Today, whatever time of day it is, was our charity items, and I just wanted to mention some of the red breast that's in this. You might notice I'm wearing a Dunville's t-shirt. I'm not wearing a Redbreast t-shirt because Jar Garland hasn't got his finger out and got me a perfect size one. So there we go. So that's Jar Garland. He's the brand ambassador for Middleton and Redbreast and all that sort of stuff. Hasn't got me a 2XL t-shirt. So maybe just Jar Garland. That should get me a t-shirt. Jar Garland.
You said his name enough.
Was that subtle?
Like a brick.
Was it? I do try my best. Anyhow, so back to what we do know. I can't get a Redbreast t-shirt because Jar Garland doesn't give me one. Redbreast. We have, so Redbreast has got hugely popular lately. It always has been, but this month there's some real doozies of old bottles. I mean, real special ones. One of the ones I wanted to touch on first was this, Katie, and we both know that this doesn't look right.
No.
Does not look right.
Doesn't.
So that is a bottle of the Master Stiller's selection, and it was the housewarming, right? So that was from when Brian Nation took over from Barry Crockett. There was 500 bottles done. They were done out in gift. But the keen eye amongst you will notice that the bag is not perhaps correct. Normally it's a browny velvet bag, something
It's
like
purple.
the Academy one.
It's like
Blue.
It's a bluey purple.
Is it bluey purple?
Yes.
It's not brown?
No.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So the girls say I'm colourblind in my left eye. This one here, my left one. That it is a different colour bag. But anyhow, so this must have been one of the early prototypes for them. I'll grab one of them down so everybody knows. Oh look, throw that in the ground. It must have been an early prototype for one of them because it has nothing on the patch and it's embroidered properly with the housewarming. So obviously that must have been the few select ones. This did come out of, I think, an ex-employee. I'm not entirely sure, but I'll let to say that out loud. So anyhow, that'd be a unique one. I'd say that's probably maybe one of one or one of only a couple of, a few of them. So that's nice. Also, Legacy Redbreasts are doing particularly well. So we have some of the 80s 12-year-olds, 70s and 80s 12-year-olds. These ones are, one of these is 50s, late 50s, I believe. That one, I think it is. Irish Glass and Bottling LV 3. Oh, and you don't smash them up.
I'm trying not to.
So yes, one of them is particularly old, and they are in really good condition.
And their fill is very good.
And their fill level's really good. Redbreast never seems to suffer from ullage, low fill levels, the same as Middleton's, for some absurd reason. So that's it. There's one of the 10-year-olds, one of the old original 10-year-olds as well. That's the John Jemison and Company, Gilby's as well. There's the Fitzgerald one in there. So obviously, those of you that would know that Redbreast has gone through a few owners in its years, or a few custodians, I think would be the best way to describe it. So it's now back in Ideals or Jemson's, Ideals, Middleton's cover. There's a weird one.
I'm just looking at that one.
This is an old bottle of, we think it would have come out of either John's Lane or somewhere like that, but it's John Morgan, because I have seen Bow Street, I have seen Jameson bottles filled with John Morgan on the front of it.
Yeah.
But there's one fine old Irish whiskey, VAT 36, 28 UP underproof, so that's in late 50s, I think it was, that was done, 40s and 50s. Bonded and bottled by John Morgan. It's in really good condition, and the bottle has Morgan and Sons were in the neck of it as well, and
pretty cool,
it's in very good condition. So that's Redbreast and stuff. Charity items. So we had a bit of a last minute dash to get our bottles of charity because
We did have something and it's just not ready.
yeah, apparently there's a big worldwide pandemic going on, COVID, and it made a hames of everything else, bottling and everything else. So that's will be, I think it's following next month. I think
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
all being equal. When I put the call out on social media, again, 2 nights to the rescue was Ivor in Tiny Temple. Actually, we had a few people reach out to us.
Yeah.
But Ivor and Dahi were the first 2. So after that, I sort of said, look, do you mind if I bank that and we come back to you at a later stage and do the charity items? So Ivor put together a charity selection. Look at this.
Ooh.
Look, a special one from Ivor. So Ivor down in Tiny Tipple, Ivor O'Loughlin, what he does is he has a lovely presentation of the bottles. I won't open it all up, but he has, I can't remember for the life of me what he has in it.
There is a list up in the office.
There is a list up in the office?
But you didn't take it with you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it's on the website, on the interwebs, on the listing itself.
Then, at least they'll know what's in it.
To bolster that, we threw in a Dingle sample kit that I had here, and that's the breakdown of the new one, I think it is, the deconstructed set. That is a Belfast Whiskey Week for the Quiet Man, so you'll get the exclusive black Tua Dove with the Belfast Whiskey Week on it, and there's 3 samples in there from the Quiet Man. And Katie, that was out of your own collection.
Yes.
That is your Napo Castles. So that's Katie's put that into it. So again, just to make it a nice size tasting set. Again, if I could remember what the samples that Ivor gave us, fairly good.
Oh no, they are. But they can look on the website.
Yes, look on the website. I can barely remember my own name. Dahi.
But just to let you know, Ivor's charity is for
Autism Ireland.
There you go.
Reached out to Autism Ireland and they were happy enough to things. There's one of the things actually is a bit strange at the minute, and we've had these conversations in the office. Charity items, as you know, we do a charity item. We like to do a charity item every month and have been since nearly we started. We've raised a substantial amount of money for charity, and it's great that we can do that. We're in a position that we have the facilities and we have the audience and we have the people out there who's willing to dig deep in their pockets. But it's getting harder to pay them. And one of the reasons is that they're trying, a lot of the charities, as a worldwide shift, it's not just here in Ireland, but as a worldwide shift, a lot of them are moving away from alcohol. So again, I know that when the alcohol ban was brought in, that you couldn't ban it on sports teams and all that sort of stuff. A lot of things have moved that way. So cigarettes, obviously, again, the detrimental of cigarettes, but alcohol as well. So we did do a couple of events for Pieta House, and Pieta House have now said that they just as a company policy, they don't want any fundraising to be linked to alcohol.
Yeah.
Again, you can understand it. We originally had one with UNICEF, and again, I get that, UNICEF, kids, alcohol and all that sort of stuff. But there has been other ones in more recent times than that, and it's getting harder. I mean, we want to raise money for charity.
We want to help.
We want to help.
And you guys want to help.
Exactly. And it just sometimes it's sort of hard to when you send these checks to people and they return it and they say, actually, we don't accept money from alcohol, and you got to go, it's money.
Yeah.
Spend it. You need it. Everybody needs it.
But it's policies and you have to respect that.
So, Dahi.
Dahi.
He's not a charity. He ain't no charity. Actually, no, Dahi's a good lad. No, we'd like to have Dahi. Dahi has given us... So Dahi was... When I had the conversation with Dahi, he said that he's bringing out 2 new releases. One exclusively for the American market and one exclusively for South African market. And he said to me, which would you prefer? And I said, well, the American market always seemed to trickle back in here. Yeah. South African it'll be a harder bottle to get. And he said, how about one of each? And I went... You're fabulous. A star. You're fabulous. We'll take that. So what he gave us was, there's a 10-year-old bourbon and rye, and that is a single grain Irish whiskey. Again, his honesty on it. It says where it comes from. It was distilled in Cooley. That is exclusively 750ml bottle, 48% ABV, and that is exclusively for the South African market. Now, anybody who's ever bought anything from South Africa knows that is
To get stuff out of.
difficult
Yeah.
to get stuff out of it. The paperwork, even to get stuff in, we struggle a wee bit at times. But we manage to ship to. We have a fair few customers in South Africa now, which is great. Nice one. Bill Fill series, the peated series, that is exclusively for the American market. It's a small batch one, 47.5% ABV as well, and that's for the US market, 750ml bottle. So those two are raising money for. Dahi said he'd like to raise money for the Irish Cancer Society, and we were pushing that as well.
Of course.
So that's the two charity lots that's in this month. There is something that somewhere is the Willie Napier bottle, and it's on the top of the site. And so what a Willie Napier is, there it's there.
Oh, he's got it.
I just wanted to get it because we were talking about Redbreast and Pot Still. So this is Mr. Willie Napier. It was a publican, and this is done exclusively. Oh, this is not done exclusively, but this was an old Daly's bottle cask barrel that he got, and he bottled it, and it was the Central Bar in Lisburn in Northern Ireland. It's 44 years old, so it's probably one of the oldest age statements pot stills in Ireland at the minute.
Okay.
There's nothing else. There'd be nothing else with that age statement on the front of it. So it was a 44-year-old. I mean, some of the old Tullamore Dews that we'd know would be old whiskey or the old Dailies, but it doesn't have an age statement on the front of it. This is one of the oldest age statement whiskies on it. Look at the colour.
Wow.
She's a nice one. It is in fantastic condition. It was bottled in... What is it?
1989.
There you go. Bottled in 1989. I was here trying to... My poor brain was trying to do the sums, and I was going 3 and 2 is 7 and 4 and 6 is 9 and 2 is 6 to 4 and 12
Up
10.
there for dancing with.
Yeah, just read the label.
Yeah.
Okay. It comes with 2 Glencairn glasses in a presentation box. I think it's a lovely thing. And again, they don't go huge money. They go respectable money. But for what they are, again, it's a chance to taste pot still from the old Dailies of Tullamore Distillery. And again, as I say, 44, acquired in 1945 by William Napier. So they would have been buying barrels out of them, and same as every other publican was doing as well.
Well, it says there, distilled by B. Daly Tullamore.
Yeah. But it's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lovely colour.
Lovely colour and lovely presentation, and everything's nice about it. So there's a good one. There's a one that I think everybody should have a look at. So that's it. That it?
I think so.
We go live at 5. Live at 5. Live at 5.
Put that down before you break.
With that and so much more. Sit there, Mr. William Napier.
So as we say,
Oh!
every auction. What did you just have a brain for?
Nothing. There is an Apple 51 as well, but
Dig deep, people.
dig deep for the charities. Absolutely. Autism Ireland. We know families that are affected by autism and have kids that are on the spectrum, and the additional workload that they have in the home is tough, and any support or anything that they're there to help.
A wee bit of respite, a wee bit of help, somebody coming in.
Really, really good. Really
Always
good.
helps.
Irish Cancer Society, God knows, I think everybody knows somebody who's been affected by cancer in this country. It seems to be, other than COVID, it seemed to be the only way to pass away this last few years. So look, again, anything we can do. So that's it. Live at 5. If you have a look at any of the things and you have any questions, email into the office.
Definitely.
And Jade or somebody will respond back to you civilly. I won't respond civilly because I'm not. That's it. Right. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Talk